Hello, my name is Tuck, and welcome to Tucking It Up. So on this channel, I usually make videos about, playing around with makeup, trying different eye looks, that kind of thing. But today I wanted to do something a little bit different for me, and I wanted to film brow bleaching. So I've never actually done this before. I've done a lot of research into it. I've had bleach hair before, but, I've never bleached my own hair, whether it's on my head or in this case on my face. So the reason I wanted to bleach my brows is that I've just felt like a lot of the times when I'm trying out different makeup looks, I'm actually fighting against my brows, or I have to work around them a lot. And so this is because I have very hooded slash monolids, and so when I have my, the only times you really see my lids, right, are when my eyes are closed. When my eyes are open and I'm looking straight ahead, you don't see any of that. And then there's also not much space between the top of my lash line and the bottom of my brow. And finally, the third thing is that my brows are usually quite thick and the hair is quite long, and of course the color is dark. I've trimmed them down quite a bit in preparation for the bleaching. So as you can see, they're not super heavy today, but usually they're quite strong. Anyway, those three things, when you combine them, means that when I do bigger eye looks or sort of bolder ones, it can be a little bit overwhelming on my face. One very important thing to note about all of this is that I am not trained in cosmetology or hair care or any sort of thing like that. I guess if you want to try this, I claim no responsibility if it goes south, or it could very well go south on me. So maybe this can serve as a nice cautionary tale of what not to do when you're bleaching your brows yourself. Let's start by just doing an overview of the process. So what I want to achieve at the end of this is not necessarily like platinum brows. What I would like is my brows to kind of get to my skin color. So they basically disappear. So the first thing that we're going to need, obviously, is something to actually do the bleach, do the lightening of that. And so today I'm going to use the L'Oreal Quick Blue powder. I just got a packet of it from Sally Beauty, decanted into this old jar. As you can see, it has a little bit of blue in it, and so what this will do is when you have bleached your brows, that little bit of blue will help counteract the yellow, the brassiness that can come out as a result of the bleaching process. So you mix the quick blue powder, the bleach, with some sort of developer. In this case, I'm using a 20 volume slash 6%. This one is from Wella. It's just a cream developer. I believe you can use any sort of developer in it with your lightening agent. You'll also want some sort of cream, in this case like heavy greasy thing, to protect the skin around the eyebrows. I'm going to just use good old, not even Vaseline, this is just CVS brand, store brand petroleum jelly. You'll want a spoolie. You want also something to clean your brows, because if there's any oil on them, that will stop bleaching. And so I'm going to use micellar water. Some Saran wrap. This will kind of just go over the eyebrows like this when you're bleaching them, and then when you're toning them later, this just helps trap the heat, which makes the bleach work a little bit faster and a little bit more effectively, and thus evenly. So let's start by preparing our bleach mixture. So like I said, best is 1-to-1 ratio of the quick blue powder to the developer. Because you only need a little bit of this mixture, right, because there's not much hair / not much area you're trying to bleach, it can be a little bit tricky to do this super accurately. So I tried using a kitchen scale, but it wasn't sensitive enough. So basically what I have is I just took a bowl, put in about this amount of the quick blue powder. I'm not sure what the weight is, but then I'm going to put in about, as well as I can, about an equal amount of that Wella, that 20 volume / 6% developer. And at the end of this, what you want to end up with is something that's like a yogurt kind of consistency, like a thicker yogurt, so that, it's, I guess, creamy, right? It can spread, it can move, but it won't drip down your face and into your eyes, which would be very bad. Okay, so I think that looks, well, it's mixing now, so you can't quite tell, but that's about right. And so now I'm just going to take my spoolie and just mix this. And bend the spoolie so it's easier to work with. Let's see. Actually, that's a pretty good consistency. Maybe a little bit thick, right? But like you can see, it coats the spoolie. It doesn't really drip off, but it's not like super solid. So like if I tap it, it'll come off. See? Okay, so let's go ahead and put that aside and start prepping the eyebrow area. All right, so let's prep the eyebrow area. I'm gonna take a cotton pad. I've put some micellar water on it already. And I'm just gonna clean it to, well, get rid of any excess oils, because that will interfere with the bleaching process. I'm gonna actually try to, you could clean like around it quite a bit, which would also work. I'm trying to just focus more on like the eyebrows themselves. And I'm kind of going back and forth and in circular motions just to make sure that, I'm really getting everything off. And I am, because I can see it on the cotton pad. I put on some foundation earlier, so I can see that coming off, which is great. Okay, make sure I get the tails and then kind of just like the fuzzy, like peach hairs. Okay, take a Q-tip and just spread that all over, or all around the brows. Let's go ahead and actually apply the bleach, right? This will be interesting. Let me give it one more mix. And let's do it. So when you're applying this, you want to make sure, right, you're coating the hairs as much as you can. So go against the, the grain of growth, and then also along, kind of how it's growing. I can feel the burn. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So let me put on the Saran wrap. And this first round, we're going to wait 10 minutes. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes. Let me take off this Saran wrap, and then I'm going to use a fresh piece later, so just to avoid, the bleach getting anywhere at other places. Let me have a look. Okay, so I can see it's definitely quite a bit lighter now. Not where I want it to be, and it's, looking, hopefully it's not going to be too patchy, but okay. So let me go ahead and do round 2, and for this one, just apply a little, not as much as before, but just a little bit more of the bleach and developer mixture, and then leave it for about 15 minutes. So maybe instead of 15, I'll do 10. Let's see. I know I said I was going to wait 10 minutes, but it's been about 7. I can kind of see some of the color through the Saran wrap. It looks like it might be close to what I want, so I'm actually just going to stop here. If I want it to be lighter, I can always bleach more. Maybe not today, but like, tomorrow or something. But let's see how this goes. Okay. Oh yeah, I think that's pretty good. That's pretty perfect. Okay, so let me go and wash this off. All right, so I've cleaned off the bleach. You can see, let me come in a little bit closer. There's a little bit of my skin that's irritated. You can see the redness, but there's also a couple of just like spots that maybe were more sensitive than others. But it doesn't, there was a tiny bit of a sting when I was, processing, if you will, but it wasn't painful. And I think if it is painful, please stop. To tone, I am going to use the this Shimmer Light shampoo from Clairol. I just had this left over from when I bleached my hair a long time, like my head hair a long time ago. So I'm just gonna apply this basically straight. Don't wet it or anything. Just put it on a spoolie, and this will help take out some of that yellow that brassiness that you still see. And I would say you want to apply probably a generous coating. This shouldn't stain your skin, but you don't want to leave this on too long because it can, well, if the hair is light enough, right, it can turn it kind of more purple as opposed to just taking out some of the yellow. So, you know, maybe like leave it on for like 10 minutes. Just wash with this shampoo every day. It should kind of gently counteract some of that brassiness. Okay, there we go. Probably putting on way too much of this, but oh well. Yeah, this might be a fun eyebrow look one day, right? Just bright purple for no reason. Okay, so this is the final result then. I did put on a little bit of foundation because I realized that without my brows there, the skin, you know, under my brows is a little bit different than this. Well, obviously it's quite a bit more inflamed, right, because of the bleaching, but also just the color is different because it has been covered by the brows for so long. So just to even out the skin tone, it didn't really coat the hairs at all, as far as I can tell. But I think the toning did a pretty good job. All right, so let me zoom out, and then we can do just the wrap up for this video. Thank you so much for joining me. I had a lot of fun doing this. It was really actually quite quick, especially compared to like some of my other videos in terms of like the filming. And I'm, you know, obviously the result of this is imperfect. You can see that there are some hairs that are a little bit, you know, the bleaching wasn't completely even. There's some hairs that are still a little bit dark. And a little bit darker than the others, but overall I'm quite happy with how this turned out. I'm really digging like this alien sort of look, and I think if I want to, I can always, like I said, I can tint it so that if I want to have some brows, that's a possibility, and of course I can always paint on like really strong brows as well if I want to. Alright, so be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, you know, all that good stuff if you enjoyed this content. And until next time, please take care, stay safe, and bye!